Okay, so if you're thinking about home improvements, especially, with colder weather coming, window replacement, it's probably right up there on the list.
Definitely.
It's a smart move, right?
Okay.
We know good windows cut heating costs, they get rid of drafts. Huge boost to comfort, home value too.
Exactly. Yeah, replacing windows is
Mm.
one of those projects that really can pay for itself. But, and this is a big but, there's this trap you absolutely want to avoid,
Ah, the nightmare scenarios.
right? We're talking about windows that just don't fit right, or those endless delays with installation, or maybe worse, the callbacks that never get resolved,
Yeah.
a small issue that just drags on forever.
Oh, yeah. That's stress, the feeling like you're constantly playing phone tag about the warranty. It just sours the whole thing, even if it was a good investment initially.
Totally.
So our mission today, really digging into this, is to give you a shortcut. We've boiled it down essentially to 3 key questions you ask before you sign anything. Ask these, and you basically shift from just being a buyer to being, well, an informed project manager for your own home.
That's exactly it. It's about managing the risk.
Right.
You don't need to become a window expert overnight, learn about every single vinyl type or sealant. You just need the right questions to check if your installer is really focused on your long-term comfort, the integrity of your house, not just making the easiest sale for them.
Okay, perfect. Let's dive in. Question number 1, and this is about the product itself. What window brands do you actually recommend, and why those brands?
Sounds pretty basic, doesn't it? But this is like the first big place where things can go wrong.
How so?
Well, a lot of installers, they might just default to the brands that are, frankly, cheapest for them to buy in bulk, or maybe the ones easiest to get shipped anywhere in the country.
Ah. So it's driven by their costs, not necessarily what my house needs or my climate.
Precisely. Their business model, not your specific situation.
Okay, wait. I get wanting a good brand name, sure. But why is the climate so important for the brand choice? Aren't most modern windows pretty good insulators these days?
Yeah, that's a really common thought, but it's a bit of a misconception. When we talk high-performance windows, especially for colder places, like here in the Northeast,
Yeah.
we're talking specific engineering, things designed to handle serious thermal stress.
Okay.
A window built for, say, Arizona, it just won't have the same guts, the same features you need to handle freezing nights, bitter winds, year after year.
Gotcha. So when I ask why this brand, what am I listening for? What specific things should a good installer mention?
A pro installer should be talking specifics. They should mention things like U-factor that tells you how well the window resists heat flow. You want that number low for cold weather.
Low U factor.
They
Okay.
should talk about low E coatings. That's low emissivity. Good ones reflect heat back into your house during winter. They might discuss argon gas between the panes, or maybe even if you need triple pane windows, depending on how exposed your house is. It's about customization.
Not just a one-size-fits-all answer.
Definitely not. It needs to be tailored.
Now, here's something I found really interesting in the research. The idea that where the windows are actually made matters a lot.
Yes.
This is the local advantage. And it's more than just, supporting local business. It's strategic.
Explain that.
Okay, so if you choose windows made for the Northeast brands like EcoShield, MasterView, maybe Smarter or Ecotherm, you're getting something engineered for our specific weather patterns. Better performance.
Right. Designed for the cold.
But beyond that, it's logistics. Huge logistical benefit.
Logistics. What do you mean, like faster service? It sometimes sounds like just marketing talk.
No, it's real supply chain stuff. Think about it. If you need a custom-sized window, or maybe one gets damaged just before install, it happens.
Sure.
A local manufacturer. They can often remake that window, get it to the site in days, sometimes even hours, because they're right there. They have the materials for our region.
But if your window comes from a factory thousands of miles away, that same little issue, maybe a warranty claim later on, could mean you're waiting 6, maybe 8 weeks for a replacement part to get made and shipped across the country.
Wow, weeks without a proper window.
Exactly. So local means faster customization, faster fixes, and honestly, the manufacturer understands the local building codes better too.
That makes a huge difference. It shifts the risk, like you said, not if something goes wrong, but how fast it gets fixed when it does. Okay, so question 1, vet the product. Climate specific, ideally local, got it.
Right.
But even the world's best window is useless if it's put in badly. Which brings us perfectly to question number 2. How do you make sure my windows are measured correctly and installed properly?
This is where the most expensive mistakes often happen, the installation risk.
Right.
You could buy the absolute top of the line, most energy efficient window out there.
Right.
But if it's measured wrong, even by a fraction, or installed poorly,
It's basically useless.
worse than useless. Becomes
Ugh.
a source of problems, drafts, leaks, sticky operation. Over time, it can even damage the wall around it. Water damage is no joke.
Okay, so we need to put on our detective hats here. What are the really specific, nitty-gritty questions we need to ask the installer about their process?
First, nail down the measurement part. Ask them straight up.
Mm-hmm.
Who takes the final official measurements? And what's their experience level?
What's the ideal answer there?
You want to hear that it's a senior person, someone really experienced, not the salesperson, not a junior apprentice. Measurement is critical. It's the blueprint for the order. You only get one shot.
Good point. Okay, what about the actual install day? What happens when they open up the wall and find, the typical quirks of an older house?
That's your next key question. Ask, how does your crew handle challenges, like uneven frames or maybe warped openings? Because older homes, they always have quirks. If the opening isn't perfectly square, and it rarely is, the crew needs skill. They need to know how to shim it precisely, use the right kind of expanding foam sealant, make sure that window ends up perfectly plumb, level, and square within that imperfect opening.
What's the alternative? What do bad crews do?
Less skilled crews, they might just try to jam it in there, force it. That creates stress points on the frame, messes up the seals. It leads to problems down the road.
Okay, that makes sense. And this ties into another crucial point. Who is actually doing the work? Their own employees or subcontractors?
Yes, ask. Are you using your own in-house installation crew, or do you subcontract the installation work?
Now hang on. Sometimes subcontracting is cheaper, right? Why should I care, as the homeowner, if the subcontractor is, say, certified or experienced? Why push for an in-house crew if it costs more?
That is the perfect question to push back with. And here's the deal. While subs might seem cheaper up front, the potential hidden cost is in accountability. And sometimes, quality control.
Explain that accountability piece.
An in-house crew. They work directly for the company you hired. Their reputation, their job, it's tied to that company's standards. They have a direct incentive to uphold the company's name.
Okay.
Subcontractors often are paid per window or per job. Their main incentive can be speed finish this job quickly to get to the next one. That can sometimes lead to rushing critical steps, like air sealing or proper flashing.
Cutting corners to save time. That feels like a huge risk for me, long term.
It can be. And there's another connection here, too. Good quality windows are often designed to be easier and more efficient to install.
Really? How so?
They're manufactured more consistently, true to size, square, They come with clear instructions. This actually helps reduce installer error and speeds things up no matter who is doing the work. So a good installer often prefers working with better quality, installation-friendly windows.
Huh. That's interesting. So a good installer picks a good product partly because it makes their job easier and less likely to result in those annoying callbacks.
Exactly. It's a win-win, a virtuous cycle, really.
Okay, that makes perfect sense. Let's move to the final piece, the safety net. Question number 3. What happens if something does go wrong after the installation is done?
Right. This is all about peace of mind. Look, sometimes small things happen. Maybe a latch gets sticky or a window sash needs a slight adjustment after settling. It happens.
Sure.
What really matters is how the company responds. What's the guarantee? What's the process?
This is where we get into warranties, right? But it sounds like it's not just one warranty.
Correct. You need clarity here.
Mm-hmm.
A reliable installer should explain the whole support system before you sign. And they need to be clear about 2 different types of coverage. The manufacturer's warranty on the window itself, and their own warranty on the installation labor.
Okay, 2 parts. Product and labor. What are the key follow-up questions I need to ask to understand this? We need that clear chain of command.
First, what exactly does the window warranty cover, and for how long?
Mm-hmm.
And what does the labor warranty cover, and for how long? Ideally, the labor warranty should be substantial, not just, 90 days.
And what's the difference in what they cover? Give me an example.
Okay, so let's say the seal between the glass panes fails, and it gets foggy inside. That's almost always a product defect, covered by the manufacturer.
Got it. Manufacturer issue.
But let's say the window is hard to open or close because it wasn't installed perfectly level in the frame. That's an installation issue. That should be covered by the installer's labor warranty.
Okay, clear distinction. Product versus install. What's the second key question?
Who do I actually call? If there's a problem, do I call you, the installer? Do I call the window manufacturer directly? Or is there some third-party warranty service?
Avoiding the warranty runaround. Where they point fingers at each other.
Exactly. You need one clear point of contact to start the process. No telephone tag. Get that sorted up front.
Makes sense. And the third point seems to connect back to what we talked about earlier, local manufacturing.
Absolutely. Speed of resolution. The third question is, if something needs fixing or replacing under warranty, how fast does that actually happen? A lifetime warranty doesn't feel so great if it takes 6 months to get a replacement part shipped in, right? That's half a year of dealing with a faulty window, losing energy, being uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's where the local supply chain really shines again.
Big time. Faster parts, faster service, much less hassle.
The materials you shared had a great specific example of what a strong warranty looks like, especially for the most vulnerable part. Can you mention that?
Yes, look for real clarity, especially on the glass unit, because that's often the most expensive component. Top manufacturers, Casson and Keller is a good example here, they often provide a full lifetime warranty, specifically on the insulated glass unit for residential windows.
Lifetime on the glass itself, not just 5 or 10 years.
Lifetime. That's not some limited warranty that runs out just when problems might start appearing. That's real long-term coverage against seal failure or defects. That kind of backing from the manufacturer. It drastically cuts down your financial risk over the years.
Wow. Knowing that the part most likely to fail under climate stress and the most expensive part is covered basically forever. That is peace of mind.
It absolutely is. And, it signals confidence in the overall quality. If they stand behind the glass like that, it usually means the whole window is built well. And it lets the installer confidently stand behind their work, too.
Okay, so let's pull this all together. Our goal was to give you that strategic shortcut for handling window replacement. And it really boils down to asking these smart, focused questions before you commit. Questions about the product, is it right for your climate? Questions about the process, who's measuring, who's installing, how are they handling challenges? And questions about the protection, what warranties are in place, who do you call, how fast are fixes?
Ask those up front. And you seriously reduce the chance of stress later. You make sure you actually get the full value, the comfort, the savings, the increased home value from your investment.
Because done right, window replacement isn't just fixing something broken. It's a real upgrade.
It's a strategic improvement to your home's performance, its thermal envelope, and yet its market value too. But all three legs of the stool need to be solid. Product, process, protection.
Okay, before we finish, let's leave everyone with one last thing to chew on, a final thought.
Right. So think about this. We've talked about how high-performance windows are specifically engineered for tough climates, like the Northeast cold.
Yeah.
So what are the hidden costs you're actually taking on if you choose a generic, maybe cheaper, non-customized window? Just because it was the easy option.
Hidden costs.
Yeah.
You mean beyond just lower energy efficiency?
Yeah, it's more than just slightly higher heating bills. You might be betting against the window's long-term durability in your specific weather. How long will it really last? What's the impact on the overall sustainability of that choice? Is it really a good long-term value?
So chasing short-term savings might actually cost you more down the line, in comfort, in performance, maybe even in replacement costs, sooner than expected.
That's the provocation. So here's a practical takeaway. Next time you talk to an installer, if they aren't suggesting one of those climate-specific, possibly locally made brands we talked about.
Ask them why not.
Exactly. Ask them directly, why don't you carry those types of windows? Their answer, maybe it's logistics, maybe it's cost, maybe they just don't know about them. That answer will tell you a lot about whether their priority is truly meeting your home's specific needs or just making a standard sale.